Good morning, fellow estheticians. I'm Shelley Hancock, and welcome to Shelley's Show and Tell. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Becky Kuehn from Oncology Aesthetics. She's going to fill us in on a new program she's working with. She's starting next year, in March of next year, a wellness program with the Apricity Health Care system. So she's going to let us know what that's all about. But, as I do every morning, I laugh every Monday morning. I always laugh when I get started with this. Last week we read from this book, and there's just something about this book that just is drawing me to it. Life is Messy. It's by Matthew Kelly. And it's just a whole bunch of like little snippets. So there's not regular chapters. And I just opened it up, and this is what I opened it up to this morning. The title of this little snippet is Gently Down the Stream. As children, we are taught many of life's most important lessons, but as we grow older, we discard them as childless and useless. The nursery rhyme, row, row, row your boat, is but one example. It consists of one verse made up of 18 words, which repeats. This repetition is hypnotizing and hopes that we will all remember its lesson all our lives. Keep it simple is perhaps the first lesson. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. What thoughts crossed your mind as you read or I read those lyrics to you? Which words jump out at you as you read them? When did you last live a single day that reflects the wisdom of this rhyme? Here is my stream of consciousness. This is this gentleman. Row. You have to row. There is effort involved. It's not float or drift. Your boat. We are each responsible for our own boat. I am not responsible for rowing your boat, and you're not responsible for mine. Gently. This is a calm activity. There is no thrashing or racing. Down. It's not about battling upstream. Down the stream. There is a direction. We are not aimlessly drifting. Merrily, cheerful, relaxed, enjoying the present moment. This one verse of the song has more merrily than some weeks of my life. When was the last time I experienced this merrily? I am not a very merrily person. What is merrily? Cheerful, I think. Why am I not more cheerful? What prevents me from being more cheerful? Life is but a dream. Don't take everything so seriously. Life passes quickly. I don't know. That was a perfect one for me today. Yeah, I can see Jonna going, Jess, what you always have some wonderful words of wisdom.
For me, right away, the words that really popped out is life is but a dream. But I can tell you that there was a lot of times in my life where I was like, life is not but a dream. And I was doing a training earlier where we were talking about mindset. And I think that's really what this is about. It's really about realizing that everything that exists is in our mind. So we have our brain, our mind, which is actually not inside us. And that everything is a perception of how we choose to see life. And I love that he gave us basically that mantra, is what that song really is, on how to live life and how it can be so simple. But I really think we have to realize that it's the mindset that we put on top of everything that creates our reality.
I definitely am now looking at that childhood song. Very, very different. Yeah. Okay, Becky, we're going to let you take it away and just tell us all your information about this new program you're starting.
Wow. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be here with these lovely ladies. This sounds like a really fun group. I've been missing out, I think, if you guys have this kind of insight first thing every Monday morning. What a great way to start your week. So thank you, Shelley, for inviting me, and thank you for sharing. Row, row, row your boat. So let me just tell you, I've been rowing my boat for 2.5 years on a program. And we're finally going to see it come to fruition. And I'm super excited about it. Still have a lot of rowing to do to get there, but we're working on it. So it's a program called Prescribing Wellness. And it was myself and a doctor out of California. connected to put together a program to connect the medical world with the aesthetics world. And really where this came about was, you guys all remember our 2 years of COVID, depending on where you lived, whether you were shut down, whether you were able to practice, because we were not considered essential, right? An essential worker. Some states, they got to work through the whole thing, but there were many, many states where we as estheticians were not allowed to work. I know in California, that was the case. For me in Washington, that was the case. And so it really put me back to the drawing board of how can we make what we do essential? Because I think if I asked you anyway, you would agree what we do is essential, right? We really do a wonderful service for people in the world. However, the rest of the working world did not see it that way. So we put together a program to merge medical with aesthetics. And the official name of the program is Prescribing Wellness. And so how it's going to work is a doctor will actually have a patient, and that patient will get referred right away. So after the doctor has his consultation or her consultation with the patient, they get referred to a health coach. And the health coach now starts asking some other questions, right, that medical doesn't ask. And how can we help you? And then from there, they get referred to an esthetician, a massage therapist, an acupuncturist, maybe it's a psychologist in the oncology world. Let's see what else. Cosmetologist for wigs, nails, anything like that. We actually are going to try, we're testing it out with prescription codes. So potentially after this pilot program, we might be able to start billing insurance, which is something that estheticians have never done. But for the purpose of the pilot program, we're going to tell them either a set low price or HSA will cover it. We've got a couple of insurance companies, in fact, 5 insurance groups that said that they can put a little stamp of best practices on this. So if somebody is going through cancer treatment, and just raise your hand, anybody know somebody who's gone through cancer? Okay, so if you were close enough to them, whether it was a client or a family member, you got to see maybe potentially what we call medically compromised skin looks like. There's a lot of reactions from chemotherapy drugs or anti-cancer drugs and radiation therapy. So we will learn, and we're teaching the students and the estheticians who will be part of this pilot program, the NCI codes. So what does the national, the nomenclature, what does medical call the skin conditions that we work with? A little bit different from what we do, but a lot of it is the same. And then we will learn the different grades. So there's grades 1 through 5 or 1 through 3 on erythema, for example, and what is in the scope of our license. So we're going to really step up. I really look at this as scaling up and elevating what we do already, right? But now we're just going to start using their words, their nomenclatures, and we're going to enter into that world, getting a relationship with a medical team and or a doctor, and be able to really work through and give better quality of life for a patient when they're going through cancer. So right now it's a 6-month pilot program. And we have probably 5 other hospital groups that are waiting for when this pilot is done. They want to be a part of this too. So it's kind of something that I knew they needed, but they didn't know how to get it. And what I'm talking about is that all hospitals have to have a survivorship program. So in order for them to get reimbursed by insurance, they can't just take care of the initial disease. They have to have a plan afterwards for helping them get back to their quality of life or getting back to some sort of normalcy. And this can fit that program. So they're excited, we're excited, and I just can't wait. Oh, and here's another really cool thing. So in the past, and you guys might or might not know this, but most dermatologists, most doctors will tell a patient, just stop at the Walgreens, just stop at the Walmart and pick up any OTC, any over-the-counter skincare is fine. They're all the same. And they actually say that, they actually believe that. And the funny part is we started looking at studies that have been done with patient care and skin care, but they were always using over-the-counter products. So I'm talking like, if I can say names like Eucerin and Cetaphil and things like that, right? And then the bottom line of the study would say, yeah, we didn't really notice a difference between using the products or not using the products. My thought was, really? Well, what did you expect? You're not using the right products, right? Or maybe they even had worse skin conditions based on using those products. So in their mind, they were thinking, yeah, it probably isn't going to help to have this type of a program. However, with this program, they are allowing us to choose the products. And we're actually going to be giving the patients a box of products. So it's part of the program. They're going to get the right products for their face and their body. And we're really going to be able to do a hopefully a quality study of what it's like if you actually get in touch with the right person who's trained, right? An essential esthetician who's oncology trained and is using the right products. So it's kind of, it is a landmark type of a study. And so we're super excited about it.
Two questions came up for me while you were talking. First of all, this is really exciting, and thank you so much for your hard work with this. I think I know what your answer is going to be to this, but when this whole thought process came to mind and you brought this to the first physician or the first hospital, did they welcome you with open arms? Was there pushback? What was that like?
So I think that the timing is right, because in years past, I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years, and in approaching hospitals for the first 10, there was a lot of pushback. But we're in a different time space right now, and wellness is a key word, wellness and integrative. So they're a lot more open. So we didn't get the pushback this time. It was like, just put it together. Yeah. Do what you need to do and let us know what that looks like. So that's what we've been doing.
That's very helpful, right?
Yes.
To be able to move forward.
Yes.
My second question is, I already know that you have an oncology certification program. Yes. So any estheticians that want to be part of this new, prescribing wellness, will this be another level of certification that they'll go through?
Yes. So it's another level. We're going to learn how to do things the medical way. So we're going to teach estheticians how to do soap notes in a fashion that can be read by the doctor, right? So the same way the doctor does it, but for us. We're going to teach them all of the terms and what's in our scope, what's in our lane, what's not in our lane. And yes, there will be another level of training, and then we'll let you connect with medical teams in your area. It's 22 states right now. So it's not all 50 states. It's the hospital group that we're working with has locations in 22 states. So again, once this goes and is really good, like for example, my hospitals are not part of this. So this is a different group. And it's because the doctor is part of that group that I'm connected with, right? So, but I've already talked to my hospitals, which in Washington State, anybody from Washington State? So what's happened to hospitals is kind of what happened to department stores years ago. Like they're getting bought up and pulled together. So like we used to have 2 major hospital groups here, 3 actually, and now we have 2 because one bought the other one, right? So my hospital group that I've always worked with went from 8 hospitals to 20 hospitals. So they're on. They say, as soon as you're done with this, we're in. So I really think because of the timing that they're going to be open to it, and we'll just roll this out to more hospitals as soon as we can.
That's fabulous. So will you start doing your certification program after your 6-month trial is over, or are you going to be beginning, the certification for estheticians interested?
Yes. So we have handpicked like the people who are going to be a part of this first round, right? So those people have already been trained, and then we will roll that out to anybody else going forward. Because again, this is like really unique, right? If you're actually part of a medical team, when we, God forbid, have another, lockdown, quarantine, we will still be able to help. And that's really was my goal, because it broke my heart to think that, if you can imagine this, for 2 years, everybody who was diagnosed with cancer did not get any integrative help or care. No massage, no help with their skin or even a wig. They couldn't even come into the hospital unless they were seeing a doctor, and no one could come with them, right? So we're hoping that when that ever happens again, that won't be the case, because there were a lot of people who had to go through cancer by themselves. And to me, that was heartbreaking. You know, of course, we jumped on right away and did virtual, which I'm sure you guys did as well. You know, you kind of had to shift that way so that you could still talk to people, connect with them on some level. It's not the same as touch, but it was better than nothing.
So I know you have this next level of certification. Is your first level included in that, or is it they take the first level and then they do the second level?
So for people that have already taken the first level, then it's an addition to. So it's just an add-on of, I think it's 400 more hours, because I'm not 400, sorry. It's 60 hours, 40 already, 60 add-on. So that's the case. And then for people who are brand new, they'll just take it from start to finish and then start from the beginning and go all the way through.
Okay. Okay. So would your recommendation be for any of the estheticians out there just that are thinking about oncology, get started with you now? Because then when you really roll this out, they're already going to have that education, then perhaps, you know, step right into it with you?
Yes. And just as a, you know, a shout out, if anybody is, and I should have asked you if this is okay, but the Esthetician Connection is running a special right now. I only do it one time a year. So if you're thinking about it, now's the right time to do it, because it's already about $300 off the regular pricing.
That's great. Well, this video will be on my website and out on YouTube to be seen at all times. So let's let everybody know, if they can't make that special real quickly, where are they going to go sign up for your class?
So right now they'll go to the Esthetician Connection. But after that, after this special, it will be oncologyspasolutions.com, and they can just go there and check everything out anyway. And if you're not a member, then you can just contact me. I honor whatever is going on. We're seeing, and I don't know if you're seeing this, guys, but I've had people from doctors from all walks of practice contacting me because they want to connect. They're seeing patients with cancer and they don't know how to help, or they're seeing patients with skin conditions they don't know how to help. Most interestingly to me, I had an optometrist reach out to me. So think about this for a minute. An optometrist goes to school for 7 years to learn all about the eye, and they know everything they need to know about the eye. And this optometrist said to me, but do you know what they left out? They never told us what to do with the skin around the eye. And almost every medication that is put in the eye has some sort of reaction to the skin, and they don't know what to do. So there's huge opportunities for estheticians if you really want to connect with medical and or get referrals from medical, and not necessarily work for them, but work with them and get referrals. Just kind of think outside the box. Think about what, even a dentist, guys, dentists get people all the time and they have all kinds of reactions around the mouth. Dentists aren't taught about the skin around the mouth. They love it when people come and can help their patients with things like that. So think about all the different opportunities that we have, because remember, the body it's holistic, it's a whole body, and you don't just treat this without impacting that, or you don't treat this without impacting this, right? So they need us. And I think our job in going into 2023 is to get them to realize what we can do and how we can assist them with their patients' quality of life.
Becky, will you come back next year and update us on how this is all going? I think everyone would just love that.
Yes, I will, because there's a few other things that I can't even talk about that I will be able to talk about next year.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for taking your time this morning with us. We truly, truly appreciate all your hard work that you're doing for our industry. And everyone else, thank you for taking your Monday morning with us, and go out and make it a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all for being here.